My name is David Bullock. I'm a professor in the Department of Agricultural and Consumer Economics at the University of Illinois. I'm also the principal investigator of the Data Intensive Farm Management Project. Farmers, the problem in some sense is not lack of data.
Mhm.
Farmers, I have had farmers tell me time and again, I've got all this data, I don't know what to do with it. What's important is the kinds of data you're getting. And not just to amass data, but amass data for reasons and have focused reasons to understand why you want the data and have some idea what to do with it. So often people get excited, ag data, ag data, ag data, ag data. And I think farmers get frustrated because it's like, okay, what next? What we're trying to do with the Data Intensive Farm Management Program is to know why we're generating data, to know how to figure out what data we should generate, to know how to run tests and stuff, to think about what kind of data is important, and to put that together for real reasons to deal with real objectives. Start figuring out new ways to create data. How? I'm glad you have that very broad concept, but what is the dirty little secrets to how you turn that data into farmers doing something? And they're very vague on it. Well, we're trying not to be vague on it. We're trying to figure out the X's and the O's and how do you take that data and how do you do good things with it. And we're accomplishing something. Now, it's a long road. I hope my students, when they're my age, are still doing this, right? But still, I think understand why you're gathering the data that you're gathering. We're really getting a foothold on some new stuff, some revolutionary agronomic research stuff. And I think it's going to change how farmers farm. And I think farmers are going to begin farming much more data intensively. And I think they're going to trust what they see because the data is going to be coming from their own field. And they're going to be involved in the research. And they're going to understand pretty well what's going on. And I think that there's a new world coming in agricultural research. And farmers won't just be farming, grain. They're also creating information about how to farm grain as they go along. Farmers, it's a little bit like Moneyball, okay, in baseball. It's a little bit like, wait, look at the numbers. Hold it. That thing that everybody thought was true isn't actually true. Are seed companies telling soybean farmers the right amount of seed to put down? We have had farmers simply say, yeah, what your data is showing me is I've been doing a pretty good job. I like my current thing, but at least now I know I have more confidence in what I'm doing. Others are saying, I can't tell for sure. We've only been doing this 6 years and there's just amount of rainfall. But I think in this part of the field, we can put down 30 pounds less nitrogen. I think, there's just not that much yield response there, and I'm going to start doing that. Those are the kind of results that we're getting. And sometimes we get studies where, the data doesn't say anything. Sorry. We can try again next year. So, it's an imperfect thing. But I think exciting things are developing. It's a competitive world. You better be ready to use your brain. We have been working with farmers since 2016 in an environment where there are some complicated things. It's not hard to learn and it's not hard to do. And that's why farmers really love it. It used to take researchers a lot of time. They can do it at a piece of button. All of a sudden you've got data that you can work with. It's looking for stuff that makes a difference. At the very least, this tells the farmers, if the weather is the same again next year, we think this is what you should get. But we're doing this for a long run. Okay, we're envisioning a world in which your crop consultant works with you, and you do this for 20 years. And over time, you start learning about probabilities. And farmers are gamblers. There's no way around it. So we're trying to make them better gamblers. And then farmers can start making decisions with probabilities, which is what they want to do anyway. The desire is to put in a decision tool that farmers can sit down with and talk to each other about and go to conferences to discuss, et cetera, how to use this data intensive. But if you want to farm more data intensively, you go to difm.farm and we will help you do that. Okay. Uh, it's free. You're not a startup. We are we were created by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, funded by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, and I think we are going to return to the American economy way more
Mhm.
than they put in. And I'm very excited about it. So go to DFNet Farm, email me, and there's just lots of places to learn about what you can do.